things out. Thank you everybody for joining us for PowerShell Wednesday. We needed like about 37 seconds there to kind of figure out where we were because it's a Wednesday. A lot of people aren't working this week, but I know there are some of you out there who are on your PowerShell journeys, on your career journeys where you're trying to grow and trying to, reach your next level. And we want to be there for you. And to be frank, Gregory freaking Martin, you're at a lot of these. For me, and I'm at every single one, right? I have a great time, genuinely. Like it is a fun time. We geek out about PowerShell. We learn new things, and it's not super serious. Although some of us are super serious about our careers, but yeah, it's just a good group. And thank you for returning as a speaker, man.
Yeah, good time to be here, and especially with Thanksgiving coming up. Definitely plan on pigging out and passing out. It's
Heck
gonna
yes.
be good.
Well, we have a little appetizer for you, and that's going to be some PowerShell we're going to be pigging out on today, in particular game dev. So for those who don't know Gregory freaking Martin, well, he's like a Linux guy, a long-term programmer. I'd say he's pretty good at programming. Like I can code pretty good, but there's like levels above when you get a little bit more comfortable with the advanced class stuff and numbers and math. And when it comes to game dev, apparently we're dealing with physics. We got grav. It's all good. We're all nerds here. He's just a pretty good nerd when it comes to game dev stuff. Check out his game Eldoria. He's been on the podcast before, and here all around Eldoria. Tons of improvements have come to that over the past year or two. It's cool to hear what you're working on. And you talk about it a lot in the PDQ Discord, discord.gg/PDQ, the PowerShell scripting channel. Oh my gosh, it's called the PDQ Discord, but you don't have to be a customer. Gregory freaking Martin is not. And he's still
My
here with
company
us.
is, but I'm not.
Oh,
I work on the dark side, but of Linux. But our company is a PDQ customer. So.
I did not know that. See,
Yeah,
I just like people. I just like PowerShell, and that's what we're all here to do. So I have loaded up this game on my machine, and I'm about ready to share screen with everybody. Here we go. I'm gonna click it. Boom. What the heck?
this is a game.
Yes,
It's
this is
an
you.
issue in GitHub.
Okay. I was like, oh my gosh, is that my web browser for a second? Okay, cool. We are looking at a game, and I guess I should probably, can you snag the link to this repository and I can post it in the
Yeah, let me.
chat?
Yeah,
It's called PS Platformer, though. And I think your name is like Greg Martin or Gregory F. Martin on GitHub.
Yeah, it's actually Gregory F. I don't know why I set it up that way, but whatever.
Yeah, your middle name is actually Tom. The F is actually like a public thing. It's freaking. You're really trying to sell that. I like it.
That's it's actually on my birth certificate. It says Gregory freaking Martin on it, but now that everybody knows it, I'm in trouble.
All right, Marcel is he is in chat. Would you guess?
Whoa, Marcel.
Whoa, I just exposed my email.
Oh man,
that's okay. It's probably visible anyways on these. All right, I'm going to restart the prompt. Let's see what we got here. This is going to be the terminal that we're going to be working on. PS Platformer. Okay, cool. It looks good. Look, a little self promo. Oh my gosh, totally unintentional. Wow, what totally a great podcast. That's the PS Podcast module. Worth checking out. But let's look at what files we have in this project. Okay, so I Git cloned it already. I kind of took a cheat code there. We can cover that later. We're just going to look at the code for now, though. So we got this start PS platformer.ps1. That's the file you call. That's the main script, I guess. And then there's other things. There's resources. SFX? Whoa, yeah, sound effects.
Yeah. If we wanted to get super fancy, we could add the sound effects in. That's a bit of a can of worms. It kind of changes per platform, right? Like you would the code that you would use to play WAV files on Windows isn't necessarily the same way that you would do things on a Mac. You actually need quite a bit of help to do it from PowerShell on a Mac, but yeah, we can, if we wanted to, or we had time, we can take a look at adding that stuff in there. I'm on a Windows machine, so I could show what it looks like in Windows if we wanted to.
Sweet. So I think what the plan is for the day, I'm going to look at the code base a little bit. I have never written a game before. I've played a lot of games. Hardcore gamer over here. Former. Now I'm kind of like washed. But I'll look at the code base with you, try and wrap my head around it generally. I'm sure there's going to be some parts that are a little bit nerdy, and I'll just have to like say, okay, I get what that does. I don't need to memorize every single detail inside of it. And then maybe we'll look at making some improvements. I see you have some issues open, which is awesome. I love seeing a repository with open issues. Take a look at some of those, see if we can solve them. And to be honest, when we were looking at this beforehand, just to make sure I could actually start it, I had an idea, and I might share that with everyone, and we may try and implement that idea because it's a pretty, well, it's an idea. So it's close to home. It actually is one for sure. That is true. But you want to kind of step through this with me?
Yeah, you want to just look through the code first, and then we'll run it, and we can see what
Yeah.
it's doing.
I'll tell you
Okay.
what I see. Tell me where I'm wrong, and I'll ask you if I have a question. Okay, using namespace system and system collections generic, that basically means that you don't have to type that every single time you use a class from these places. So it just makes the
Hmm.
code a little bit cleaner. Okay, cool. That's good to know about using namespace. You might see it in other places. For some reason, this is what threw me off. I'm like, this is a game. Set strict mode version latest. So strict mode is like constrained language mode. It basically is like a secure mode for PowerShell to be in that's not going to let you do things that would be like dangerous potentially. I guess is that a fair way to
Yeah,
say
just
it?
it's fair. I mean, there's some technical nuances with it that really aren't worth getting into, but it's at least for me. It started out as a way to ensure that I'm writing within certain kinds of constraints, and like if the code works in strict mode, it's going to work everywhere. So, well, at least you know, Windows PowerShell is a different story, but PowerShell core is good. So,
Yep, and that's what we're using today. I'm on Linux. I mean, I'm on Mac rather. Sorry, you're the Linux guy. I'm on Mac. But okay, you got some interesting platformer in PowerShell written by Not Gary. Oops, I'll fix that for you.
you have first pull request.
Okay, there's a B here. Random B. What is this?
I have no idea. I didn't even
Oh
know
my
that was there.
gosh, this guy. This is stupid. Oh my gosh.
Thanks, AI.
What?
That's
Okay,
awesome.
so for those who don't know, that kind of tab completion thing you see right there, that is GitHub Copilot suggesting this for me.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a stupid little demo. Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Copilot officially wins.
Did you say stupid anywhere else or did it just come up with that?
No,
Nope.
no,
Wow. Okay.
that was great.
Um
Even AI hates my guts.
man, jeez. Well, that's a rough start. Well, it's a good game. You know, we're
Yeah,
gonna make it better. Maybe it is a stupid little game, but when we're done, it'll
yeah,
be maybe still the same, but a little bit better. So controls, left and right arrow keys, and then space bar, and then Q. Okay. Doot,
yeah,
doot, doot, doot. Got it. Error
yep,
action preference stop. So if you run into an error, it won't just keep looping forever, I guess. Kind of just
yeah.
a security thing you got
And
there.
and yeah, and realistically, there's no branch here that should loop on an error state, but it just is a sanity check. Thanks, bro.
Oh my gosh, was that me? I thought okay, something happened. Next we have constants. So constants are kind of like variables, but I guess they're constant, right? There's something you kind of set. You're not really going to change them, but you know, maybe you could at some point if there's some kind of power up you get. But all right, we got gravity, jump strength, max fall speed, and game speed. 30
Yeah,
for the game speed. I'm guessing that's FPS, right? A lot of
yep.
games work on a kind of cycle where they get certain number of frames and inputs. I've watched a couple speed runs in my day, so I know a certain thing.
Yeah, and
Uh,
these are these are constants in like PowerShell sense, right? They're like you could change them if you want to. They're mutable, right?
yes.
Um, we are intending them to be immutable constants. So anytime you see them in the code, just know that like, yeah, that is a de facto immutable value, and we use it for those kinds of things.
Okay. Yeah, I can kind of see where your different backgrounds as a programmer are kind of coming into play here. Because I think for some of these things, there might be slightly different ways you could approach it, such as
Yeah,
naming the variables. But you know, if it works, it works. So we'll proceed from there. You got an array right here. You're an array of strings in particular, which is what this looks like. One string, another line, another line, another
yeah,
line. Put them in a row. Bada boom.
yep, yeah. It's a way of doing levels in this particular context, but it's a each the levels are designed basically as an array of strings, and we're going to end up looking at specific rows of strings as we go forward.
Cool. And maybe in the future we could create another level.
Yeah.
Probably could use
Yep.
AI to generate something and then edit
Mhm.
it from there. Okay. Scripts, map height, script level data dot count. Okay. So that's boom, 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 boom. The count is the height, and then the width is how long
Yep.
the first one is. And I guess that assumes that they're all the same size. And if, you know,
Yeah.
whatever, that's fine. Could have an error there in the future, but keep it simple. Who cares? Script player, the player, I'm guessing that's who we are, has an
Yep.
x-axis, a y-axis, a vx, and a vy. I don't know, virtual. I don't know, visual.
Velocity. Those are velocity.
Velocity. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Never heard of that. I mean, I know what velocity is, but okay. Is grounded.
That
Guessing.
means is the player
Like,
on the ground.
I was thinking emotionally. Okay, so you mean physically. I thought we were getting like I thought it was a development, like, there's some rich character building we had going on here, but apparently not. Okay. I might agree with the stupid little game. Just kidding. The symbol. I don't know. I mean,
That
I've
is the
I've played
character.
the game, so I
Yeah,
know, yeah. But maybe
yeah,
we'll
that is
change
the
this in the
character that.
future.
Yeah, that's the character you control in the map.
Brother, why are we what? We have the world in our hands and you chose that? Wait, what is the Oh my gosh, I'm trying to figure out
Make it
what's the emoji
make it
shortcut?
simple.
No, no, we need
On
emojis,
Mac.
dude. Yeah.
Oh, I don't
Motion
remember what it is
control's
on Mac.
missing.
Is it command space
I'm trying a bunch
or
of them.
command? It's either command space or command dot.
It might be the dot. I think it's both in the dot. What the heck? Do I really not type emojis that often? Okay,
I
well,
don't know.
anyways, an emoji would be sick here. Maybe we'll stick with
Yeah.
what you had. I like that too. Okay. Color,
Mhm.
cyan.
Yep.
Okay, so this is a for loop. For loops are more of a programming thing, less of a scripty thing a lot of times, from what I've seen. For loops are very common in other languages. So, okay, for. And then what I remember about for loops is the first part right here, we initialize a variable that we're probably going to use somewhere else. So we just declare R is a number, it's an integer, and it's 0. So we got an R. And then this one happens each
That's the
time.
condition. That's the yeah. That's the well. That's the conditional that's checked per iteration.
Right. Okay. So if the number R is less than the map height, okay, so it's basically just going to loop until you get to the map height. Why do you call it
Yep.
R though? Why R?
Because this variable is just a discard, so its identifier doesn't really matter.
Hmm.
It could be anything. We could mean it A, B, C, X, whatever. The whole point being is like that variable is scoped within the for loop, has no meaning outside of it. So to safe typing and whatever, you can just name it like a one-letter character, and it's whatever.
Hmm. Okay. Kind of threw me off because we have VX, VY, and I see R. I'm like,
Yeah,
R maybe a
yeah.
math
The
thing.
meaning,
Okay.
the meaning is constrained to just the for loop scope, so it doesn't have any value outside of it.
Yeah, I may call that num. But that's a separate issue. We're just reading the code for now. I'm following it. I'm
Yeah,
following it. Okay, so boom, as long as you haven't basically gone bigger than the map is going to be, you're going to add +1 to R. So it just loops through and keeps track. I think you could also just do a for each loop, right? For each
you could
blank
because
and map
you
height.
could you could you could do a for each on the level array if you wanted to.
Yeah, yeah.
That's an alternative way to do it.
Cool.
Yeah.
There's always different ways to handle things, so that's cool.
There's value doing this. If you look at the code, there's value in using a probe, which is what R is. That's an old term that's used to describe it. There's value in having a probe because we want to analyze individual characters in the strings,
Yeah.
and that probe allows us to do that because strings are arrays of characters.
Got it. So a probe, I think of it like a probe. You're probing to index into an array. It's
Yep.
that kind of thing. And you need some kind of value that keeps track of that so you can index into an array. What is indexing into array? Array, a lot of values. And imagine each one is like from 0, 1, 2. You have a bunch of values. The index is that 0, 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. So as you loop through, you can keep track of it and pull each subsequent entry. If you didn't follow, that's okay. Arrays hold a lot of stuff. You can access them. There's a way. It exists. It's this whole little thing, this right here, script level
Yep.
data, and then you'll have like, so it would be something like this. All right, so you'd access the first one, then the second, third, or
Yeah.
the zeroth.
But this just does it with the probe rather than you having to do it by hand.
Okay, cool. So I
And
did not
all
know what a probe was before this.
Yep, and all this code is doing. So with the level design, you can specify. You could like if you scroll back up and look at the level, um, we can actually type where that we want the character to start at, which is at that location. Um, that's going to cause an issue if that's still rendered at the map at the time it's loaded. So we need to take that character out before we actually load the map up, and that's what this is doing. So we don't know where the character is going to be at. We're just looking for it to say, "Hey, get it the heck out of there," so it's not going to cause a conflict.
Trying to wrap my head around it just a little bit. So I get it. Generally, we're setting the player location, the Y or the X value,
Mhm.
to some kind of thing that keeps changing by 1.
Yeah, yeah. That actually defines where the X and Y value end up at from the PS custom object because we can place that character wherever we want, right?
Right. So we're
So
moving it
that's just going to
around.
set its X value. Yeah, and then if it finds it, it just takes it off the map because it's going to get redrawn again later with the actual character, with the actual symbol data.
Gotcha. Okay. Uh,
So basically,
yeah. Yeah, I get it.
what we're trying to avoid is having two ampersands in the map at the same time. That's what we're trying to avoid.
Okay. Lines. I thought that was a joke. I thought that was a joke, Jake Hildreth. We'll share this. Should at be
It,
replaced with dollar
it
sign player
should,
dot
yeah,
symbol?
it should. That's a good call out.
Wow. And then he said,
Like 60. Oh, geez, we're doing 67. I just found
nothing
out about the
changed.
67 thing today at work. I have no
It's
idea what
I
is
don't even
going
want to
on
say
here.
it. People have probably heard it so much, but there's a certain way you say it and a certain hand thing you do. Don't worry about it. Yeah. But that actually is the line. So remove at from map data so we don't collide with our spawn point. And what did he say? So he had the suggestion dollar sign
So
player
use
dot symbol.
player.
Yep.
Yeah, use script player dot symbol.
Script. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Player. Boom. And then we're just going to replace it with a nothing.
Yep. Oh no, the internet went out. He killed the stream. Let's see if he rejoins it. I did not kick him out, by the way. He kicked himself out. I blame him. Whoop. Why do we keep doing that? Oh. Yes, and I'm still on it. Uh, I actually didn't know if I was still live or not. So I guess it's the Greg show now. This is pretty good. You all came to see my lovely face. Wonder if I should change my name to Andrew on here. Can I change this? See, edit name. Um, well, hang on. Let's do. There we go. I don't know if that shows up there. I was talking.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
it's. I I didn't realize I was still live, and I'm just talking shit about you. Like,
Oh, I'm so sorry. My internet totally crashed out right there, except I think it was like a browser issue too. I don't know. It kicked me out. And it's had 6, 7 on our screen this whole time. Sorry, everybody. Technical difficulties. But I have good news. I'm getting fiber in like 2 to 3 months.
nice.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is an exciting Wednesday. Oh my gosh. I hope. Oh gosh. It's exciting. Hi, everybody. And we're back. So we were having a riveting discussion, and I'm so glad we could pick it up. Like it never went anywhere. I mean, really, where did I go? Where did you go? You did a great job. We made a change to life right here, and we updated your script a little bit.
That's what
And
broke the internet was that change to the script. Yeah,
to be honest, I'm a big fan of small commits to code. Would you mind if I committed what we have so far, just so I can
go
kind of,
for it.
because we're gonna make some other
Go for
bigger
it.
changes. So
Yeah, no, go for it.
I will click. I'll do it the long way. File. Actually, you can't see that. So we have saved. And look at this. If I click this button, okay, there's a comparison. Well, where do I discard changes? Generate code, refactor. Is there no way to discard this particular change? Am I crazy?
I don't remember how to do this in VS Code.
Huh. Well, anyways, I guess we're going to keep that as part of our code. That's
Yeah.
good little
Oh,
thing to
there's
remember.
an oopsie. Got to put
Hmm.
that symbol back in there.
That is in fact an oopsie. It's under the player stuff, right? Here it is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We need that for sure. Command save again. See what we get. Look at the changes. Okay, we're gonna. Oh yeah, that's a great change right there, no doubt.
Yeah, it's the important one.
See what else do we have. I added find player spawn point. Is that fair? Do we need that?
Yeah,
No.
that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. I'll just say small fixes and updated reference to player symbol that was accidentally hard coded. Oopsie whoopsie. Sir Greg Martin.
Yeah.
All right. I always just click this. We're good. Just send it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Ooh, it's gonna sync to main. I forgot to do a branch thing.
Don't worry about it.
We're gonna click sync on
Don't
this
worry
one.
about it. Yeah,
Origin
don't worry about
main.
it.
Usually on it, we're gonna fork
Oh,
it.
you don't have. There we. Yeah, just fork it.
Oh, this is
Screw it.
this is the whole thing. Let's see if how much I have to show here. I think they're usually pretty good. It usually opens up a.
I did
Oh,
not realize that
little bit.
I had that protection on that repository. I got to go take that off.
I'm so sorry. I never took that thing off the screen. I had 6, 7 up there for a very long time. Oh boy,
What? It makes Jake feel important.
it does. Okay, just catching up on the chat. Looks like we are good there. Um, okay, looks like I created a fork. Yeah, looks like. Yeah, I'm on my own branch now. Okay,
Okay, cool.
let us try this.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
fix that after the stream because everybody can go in and screw around with the code if they want to. It's fine.
sweet.
I'll fix it afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, for super critical stuff, want to be more safe with the game where it's kind of fun. It's a lot less important. But we're in
Yeah.
a fun stream today. We're not in a corporate. All right, let us see what else we have here. So we do this. Script is running. True. Victory. Okay, we get that. I mean, if
Yeah.
did you win?
This is a poor man's way of doing state management in a game. The running is that's the main game loop. It runs forever and ever and ever. And the victory state is like, hey, did you win or lose? So
Okay.
yeah,
And usually that's in the lose state, so that's unfortunate. All right,
yeah.
function draw screen. Your glass half empty kind of guy. I'm taking it. Okay,
Yep.
draw screen. Set cursor position 0, 0. So the X and
Mhm.
Y are 0. Where would
Yeah,
that be
this
on the
is
screen?
actually
Just directly in the middle?
it's top left. So cursor coordinates for terminal screens are, say, like if you're familiar with like Euclidean geometry, two dimensional grid, you have your X and your Y. The terminal operates on basically quadrant 4, which is the bottom right one. So the origin's in the top left. So when you say set cursor position 0, 0, it's going to be at that top left corner. And technically speaking, and this is like if you really, really want to dive super deep on this, the Windows API is a little bit, and which is what this call is a misnomer because the terminal always measures at 1, 1, not 0, 0. So when you call this, it actually just sets it to 1, 1 rather than 0, 0. But Windows makes it nice because people don't think like terminals do. So 0, 0 is equivalent to 1, 1.
Okay. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, that's the kind of thing though. I think that like if you don't remember it now, you play around with this,
Yeah,
you'll be able to put something on the screen in a
it'll.
certain position. You're like, oh, it's not there, it's there. You can reverse engineer
Yep.
from there. Just try things, right?
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. And
Now, what is
so what we're doing here is we're defining a so-called frame to draw to the screen, which is basically just the level, right? The current state of the level, as it were.
okay? So you're just creating a new string and calling it the frame. Got it.
Yep.
And then you have another. What is the Y here? This is just another placeholder like the R earlier.
Yeah, this one has some semantic value though, because if you want to consider it like an X and Y coordinate system, we're traversing the Y axis, right? So, or we're traversing, and I guess to be more terminally correct, we're traversing rows rather than columns.
Okay. So Y, not an X. Columns go
Yeah.
up and down. Rows, left
rows.
to right,
Yep.
horizontal, like a hot dog. Okay, got it.
Yep.
Got it. Got it. Okay, line, script, level data, Y to character array. So you're basically level data is the line with like each, line of the level, and
Mhm.
character array, I think just I'm guessing it just turns that line into like one after the other kind of thing, or what's a character
Right.
array?
So yeah. So strings in C sharp uh, are immutable. So you can't actually do per character manipulations on them. You can, but what it's doing in the background is it's actually doing the manipulations on a copy and then giving that copy back to you. So
Mm.
if you want to manipulate the string in place, you do have to convert it to a character array because characters are mutable at that point. So when we have a character array, we can just look at individual uh, characters and then make changes to them.
And because this is a game, we have like each line. We are going to want to access one, and it's going to need to be like visible the whole time, kind of thing. Whereas if we did the other approach, it would be like some flippy floppy. Okay, interesting. Okay,
Yeah,
the more you
yeah.
know about PowerShell game dev. Okay, and I think is that unique to PowerShell? Or .NET, I
No,
guess, right?
I would say it's not unique to say terminal game programming specifically. It is inefficient as all hell. I mean, there are far better ways to do this. Like you can imagine if the levels got much bigger in terms of like width and height and how many characters were in strings, then this is going to get super super slow. But as a crude demonstration, this is completely fine.
Okay, cool. Well, let's keep rocking and see if there's anything too complicated here. Draw player if on this line, if Y. Okay, so as you're drawing the thing, if the player is supposed to be there, you put them there. Right?
Yep.
That's where you take the coordinates of the player and actually put them on the screen. All right. And we keep track of that. This is a loop forever, basically, or will be
Mhm.
looped a bunch. So if as we update those different values, it'll update the character, so on. So this is the core of our game, what we've kind of looked at here. Just going to loop forever and repeat those things and update the values therein. Is that fair to say?
Yep. Yep. That's fair.
Sweet. All right. Frame you're going to add.
Yeah, so
Oh,
that puts all the so what that does is that basically adds all
oh, at the
those strings
bottom.
into the frame. Yep, and then this one right here is the status line. So the very last line that we see tells you the cursor position and then gives you like, basic controls to underneath just as like a, quick reminder like hey, these are the keys that you use.
All right. Let me just click something here. Because I wanna show people this, because I think that
Yeah, yeah.
it'll make a little bit more sense if they can see it. We'll do this, a bingo, bongo, bingo, bingo. Broo. Okay, so as you can see there at the bottom, we do update the position, because whenever I saw that string, I was like, "Wait, what?" But it makes sense. You're actually printing a screen. You're not like, I don't know, doing
Right.
something else weird with POS,
Nope.
for position.
No,
Okay,
and,
cool.
yeah, if you use the left and right arrow keys now you can see that it changes, right? So
Uh-oh. Okay, there it goes.
that's
Yeah,
that's the collision detection. We got to fix.
like, so I can't jump up from the bottom
Now, there's a reason for well, you can't jump underneath that platform specifically, and that's the collision detection at play.
because
And
I
it's
could
also
just
the
go
reason
through
why
it.
you're falling. Yeah, it's also the reason why you're falling through it too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So there's some issues, but you get the general idea. You move around, you jump around, you're an ampersand. I really think we should make this an emoji. Am I crazy? How do I not know the freaking
I
I
seriously thought it was
do
command
emojis
dot.
all the
I
time.
yeah, I don't know what the hell it was. Mac.
Oh, was that it? Yeah, if anybody can look it up. Nah, Drew. Yeah, somebody apparently in the chat updated their name to like not Andrew or something, but on my little interface here, it's not showing up. So we have some trolls in the chat. So as you can see here, you can jump through the base, but there's collision
Yeah.
detection on the higher part right there. Okay,
Well,
so
it's yeah. There's all kinds of hokey things. The collision detection is going to be pretty easy to fix. Actually,
command control space. Dude, I did that.
is it control command space or some
That's
shit?
what he said, but it didn't pop up anything for me.
Really? Huh.
Oh, your name is not Andrew Plaw. That was you. Wow. I thought it was somebody in chat. Everyone's referring to not Andrew. Okay. Interesting.
No,
Yeah,
that was
you're
no,
totally
no.
right.
I changed the name on it while you left me here by myself. I was gonna be you in
Yeah.
absentia.
No, I was actually margaritas on the beach for just a little bit. I came back though. I was like, I felt bad. That
Thanks.
was it. I was so relaxed and not panicking. You have no idea, man. I was having a good old time. Dude, I just tested out this emoji thing.
Yeah, I really don't know. I don't remember what
It's
it
just
is.
not popping up in this application for me for some reason. It was working in the StreamYard chat. Yeah, if anybody can post your favorite emoji into StreamYard, I'll copy and paste it. There we go. Or into, sorry, YouTube chat. Paste your favorite emoji. We will update the character. But it sounds like this is kind of the rest of it. Left arrow moves it around. VX. Okay, velocity. Velocity is where you're moving. And this thing, one goes one. You go forward one, you go back one. Very simple. There's no glide physics or like anything momentum. It's all good. Simple enough. Okay. Yep. So in this loop, if you go right, you go right. If you go left, you go left. If you press nothing, you leave it at 0. The velocity is at 0. The next X, so that's like left to right. Yeah, you just take the current location and then change if they're going to the right or left, basically.
Simple so we don't actually apply the change yet. We check for collisions before we apply the change to the actual X coordinate, and that's what this conditional does. So we figure out what the next X is going to be, check for a collision there, and then if there's no collision, we go ahead and apply the X or the velocity to the X value.
Okay, and based on our detection issues earlier, we might need to look at this a little bit. I'm going to close this little thing down here. Wow. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Script player X equals next X. Oh, I think a rocket would be interesting too. We got some good emojis coming in here. Let's see. Oh, I feel like we could add some theming to it too. Like make it some like nervous guy and like he's running away from all of the printers that are attacking him at work. There could actually, if we can use emojis, man.
I had an idea. You can use emojis. I had an idea that because one thing I was screwing around with right after I wrote this was like, well, can I do some type of like shooter, right? Because it's possible. It'd be chunky, but it's possible. And that was an idea. It was like some guy just shooting the shit out of printers. Just printers are flying off the right side of the screen, and then you shoot the printers from the left.
Heck yes. Wow. I can't actually copy and paste those emojis that we have going on. But okay, I get the idea. So you move things around, you test for collision as you go to make sure that there's not a wall there, which is actually broken right now. So we need to fix that. And then there's a start sleep for the game speed. What was the game speed? That was a constant from up ahead, right?
30. It's a really, really poor man's version of just trying to throttle the frame rate so it doesn't just run off the handles and goes as fast as possible.
I just spilled Diet Coke all over my floor. That's fine. Keep it going. Oh yeah. Man, what a day. What a day. There's a lot I'm thankful for.
Dude.
I was in Starbucks earlier today and I got my Starbucks. I had my work. I was going to get ready for this and do some other work, right? I go to sit down after getting my drink, after working for like 15 minutes, letting my drink sit there, right? I sit down and like pull myself in and I step on the bottom of the table and it shakes and my coffee just starts all over my laptop.
Oh, man.
In front of everybody. I was like, sweet, take the laptop, dump it off. So I'm glad we could keep that going for you all here.
You haven't even had one of these yet, man.
No, like, we're Diet Coking, man. They call those fridge cigs. As soon as I heard him call Diet Coke a fridge cig, I was sold. I thought it's hilarious. All right. Wow. Steven Judd's at it again. All these symbols are getting me in the feels. I'm feeling emotional. Better read than said, as they say. Okay, so I think we kind of got this, right?
Yeah.
Simple enough. There's some parts that might be a little bit confusing. Yeah. It's a game thing. It's all good.
Yeah. And like, so passerbys, this is really simple. In terms of a game, this is, I mean, I'll be overly critical of myself. This is probably like the poorest thing I've ever written in my life. But for a quick and dirty thing, it works. It gets it done. So, and it's a good learning tool.
Yeah, I think it's better to start small. You know how awesome it would be to look at freaking a game from Nintendo. You know how much you'd learn as a beginner? Not very much. You'd be very confused very quick. So, I'm glad we have Gary, not Nintendo. That's pretty awesome. Not Gary.
Not Nintendo.
Not Nintendo. Not Gary. Yes, Greg. Yes, Greg. I hope that doesn't confuse people as much as it confuses me. So let us see. I've updated this. Let's just run this one more time. And then I think we can get into fixing the collision detection because clearly something is going on there. And I want to look into that with you. So start PS platformer.
Oh,
Ah,
emojis are not compatible with the
strings.
character
Mm.
because the emojis are longer than one character. Unicode are actually several characters
Wait,
wide.
we need to fix this reference as well too, right? To player dot
Yeah, we have
symbol,
to. Yep, yep.
and I don't need to
I
put it in
forgot about
string,
that.
right?
No, just do, but make sure the script preface is there, and it should be fine.
Okay, yep.
Looks like AI is doing your job there.
I
They're
know, and
like
it gets in
trying
my
to.
way sometimes. I'm like trying to type.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is find and replace just to make sure. So our issue was with bang, bang, bang. Okay. So we're going to find that and we're going to replace it with script player symbol. Notice I included the single quote because a single quote will not expand a variable, which is what $sign means. Okay. So we'll click this one time, takes us here. If L matches script player symbol.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
This we
that's
should probably
the.
turn into a variable at some point, right? Because
Yeah, at
that's
some
the
point.
detection thing. Yeah. No rush though. Okay, cool. So we got some good stuff. I'll click save here and just gonna look at my changes one more time, make a commitment. We can't use the emoji at the moment. That's fine. That's fine.
There's a fix for the emoji thing. I'll do it off camera, but there's a fix for it.
Okay. Well, there's a fix for everything, I guess. Um, yeah, updated references to so they refer to player dot symbol. We'll add that. Again, I like small commits just so you know what each thing does and it's very logical. You don't actually have to necessarily look at it. If it's like one line of code and it does one thing that is changed, but if you have like 14 changes across 40 lines, you suddenly got to read a whole bunch. So I'm trying to look out for my friend, not Nintendo, aka not Gary.
Not
So
everything. Yeah, small commits. I'm a small committer too, but at work, it really kills our CI/CD pipelines. So I had to like learn how to batch my commits.
got some weird stuff going on here. I have no clue what this does.
So that right there is a what's called an ANSI escape sequence. That one right there specifically will hide the cursor, like the terminal cursor. So like the I beam that you see in the cursor that or in the terminal that shows like the characters or whatever, that toggles its visibility like explicitly to off. If you do $25H, that turns it back on.
Curious. Did
Yeah,
not know
the
that.
anti-escape yeah, anti-escape sequences are absolutely amazing. I think that if you or anybody else hasn't done a deep dive in them before, I really would look into them because you can do some extraordinary things with the terminal with them.
I think we need to have a talk about that. I know J. Cole, Joel Bennett has given some talks about those in the past, but I think there's a
Okay.
module for dealing with them called pansies, right?
Oh, I've heard
Pansi,
of it.
pansy, um, pansy, ANSI. Yeah, he has one there. Might be worth checking out. But
I
let's
have to
keep
look at
this
that.
going. We got collision detection issues, my friend. That is a bug. If we're gonna get number one on the Steam this summer, we are gonna need to step that up. Hey, I have goals. Do
Get our
you?
green light approval.
So just checking it real quick one more time. Can't jump.
So, yeah. So there's two major issues here, which is one, there's two major issues that are stemming from the same problem, which is that the symptom is you can't jump through certain platforms that you really shouldn't be jumping through platforms anyways. So some of them you can jump through. Others you seem to fall through, right? So it's kind of like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But the cause is kind of the same for both, even though it looks like it might be two different issues. So I'm gonna say that, and then I'm gonna have you guess what it is, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah,
Thank you. Put me on the spot again. My friend, I thought I was doing things for you here. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can do that. What I want to do first though is show people you have a GitHub here. Very tinily
oh
down
yeah,
the side, we have some issues. I clicked the little GitHub extension that I have in VS Code. You can get it if you want it. I like it. I like staying in one program when I can. Fix collision detection. I'm going to double click this bad boy. Oh my gosh. 6 days ago. This guy's prepared. He's not a last minute Mario like me. I couldn't think of a better M name.
I'm not spilling my coffee on my computer.
Not yet.
Not yet, anyways. Not
No.
yet, anyways.
I guess if I spill it on the computer, as long as I catch like some of it along the way, I'll be better off. But unfortunately, I didn't. All right. So there appears to be some tunneling occurring with the collision detection since the player character is falling through most platforms. Well, I don't know what tunneling means in this context, so I'm glad you used some
Tunneling,
jargon.
yes, tunneling is the it's the kind of game programming uh, term for what I just described. So like you have a platform that has you have an entity that has gravity applied to it. You have platforms that are supposed to like interdict that gravity. The entity is either falling through the platforms or they're jumping through them or different places or whatever. So that's what tunneling is called.
Okay. Unfortunately, got one of my favorite books by one of my favorite authors, Chrissy Lemire Wet. AI for Everyday IT. It's available. Great book. Shout out to Chrissy. Sorry, I
Shout outs to wet books.
yeah, shout out to wet books. Well read, right? You read a book, you know the
Yeah.
pages are wrinkled, you know you might have dropped it in the bath or something. Who knows? Maybe you were poolside. All right, let's look at this whole funneling thing. And I'm sorry, we kind of keep going a little sidetracked. We're just having fun here. Let's see. While the script is running, is this where I'm going to be looking? Wait, let me minimize a couple things just so we can all sort of follow along a little bit easier without having to remember everything. Get rid of that. Okay. Initialize some variables, do some stuff. We have a function for drawing the screen, and then we have a function for testing collision. That is where we're going to be going. I'm going to assume there's some math in here. All right. For test collision, we're going to accept an X and a Y, which is going to be the player's location. We want to see if there's anything else in this location that would collide. That's
But
what I'm seeing. So
it's
here.
going to be the intended location. So that's why we use the next X and the next Y variables in the game loop, because we're checking like in front of or like adjacent squares to make sure that where we're going is actually safe from collisions.
Yep. Makes sense. Let us see. Test collision. Okay. So if Y is less than or equal to 0, or Y is greater than, okay. So that means you'd be out of bounds, is what I'm seeing here.
Yep.
So if Y is less than or equal to 0, you're really far down.
Yep.
Okay. Or X is greater than or equal than them. Oh yeah. So you're just checking every single side for X and Y.
Mhm.
Okay. That makes sense. I think that that's right from what I'm seeing here.
Yep.
C. The heck is C? What is this again? You get these
Just
letters.
a just a it's just a dummy variable.
Can we call it dummy?
We're checking the character in this specific. So
Okay.
again, the maps are two-dimensional
I
grids,
would do
right?
like,
We're checking that's the character at that particular location.
does that work for you? Hmm?
Yeah. Well, it's an invalid identifier because care is a type, but
Yeah. All right.
there
We'll
you go.
just leave C.
This is my laziness on full display for everybody. No, I
Okay.
don't.
All right.
There we go.
Oh, that sounds like,
So
okay. All right. So if the
yeah, so
character level data YX.
yep.
So you're just basically grabbing what is on that. It's probably going to be blank most of the time, but
Mhm.
occasionally it's going to be like a pound sign, or it could be whatever other symbols we're
Yeah, it could
using
be
in there.
something. It could be something else. Yep.
Okay.
So the next conditional, we check to see if the next character is the target of the objective character. In that case, we won. So we change state in the game, set victory to true, and then we terminate the main game loop. Otherwise, it'll just run forever.
Okay. So X marks the spot. X is the winning
Yep.
thing that we're going to be using. Okay. That makes sense.
And
Um,
then the next, oh, go ahead.
hmm. I'm just thinking here. So another thing to remember is this test collision is being called from some other loop. So that's why it's going to always be looking for the next one. That isn't contained in here. That's contained somewhere else. This just gets called a ton somewhere else. Good thing to
Right.
remember. What is this? If so, that
So if the character is a pound symbol, then we have a collision.
yes. And so we would return true. That is a collision. We would return false. There's no collision if you win the game.
Yeah, there's technically speaking, it looks hokey. Technically speaking, there would be a collision with the X marks the
Right.
spot character, but in this case, we don't like the character can actually go over top of the X, right? So we don't want to filter or trigger a collision at that point.
Just to make it a little bit easier for future me, if you're okay with a little bit of okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because character can be like it sounds like the symbol of the person
Mhm.
potentially too, like the character player. Okay, cool. Return false. I'm not seeing anything here that looks wrong.
You're
I
right. There
think
is
that
nothing.
the wrongness is coming from the loop that is calling this, because this stuff is kind of transparent with what it's doing from what I see. Nothing super clever going on
Okay.
here, right? Are you
Okay.
with me?
So you're right on that. There's nothing wrong with this function in particular. Although what I would say is that in the simplest terms, the problem is not in the game loop itself.
Mm. Well, crap. Well, I'll keep reading around and keep poking around. So I
I,
think that
I,
honestly, this is an
I
interesting choice.
yeah.
Right, they're testing collision, and then we're saying you win. Maybe I don't
Well,
know.
yeah.
Interesting.
So the issue in this particular case has more to do with the velocity rather than anything
Mm.
else.
Okay, interesting.
So
So we will go back to
if
that.
you scroll, yeah, if you scroll the way back up to the top where the constants are at, there's two constants. There's a jump strength and a max fall speed. The fall speed is capped at 2, which means that it will fall no faster than 2 cells per second, but it will at least fall 2 cells per second. Now, that means that at its peak, the collision checks are happening at square plus 2. It's not happening right below it, it's happening at square plus 2. Okay. So what can happen is that if the check happens to fall in a frame where it's like, okay, well, I'm right here, the platform's right 1 square under me, but I'm checking the square underneath of it. Well, of course, there's no fucking collision there because there's nothing there. So it's going to just go ahead and let it fall right through the platform. The same thing happens on the other way up. If the collision detection is looking 2 squares above and the platform is 1 square above, or if the collision happens 3, then there, that's that will actually cause the test collision function to throw what would be a false positive.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is we're doing some jumping. There's some values that are more than just that one space at a time, like we were talking about, like the velocity of walking, right?
Mhm.
Because you're falling and you're going like a bunch after one key press. The square that we're looking for is not necessarily just the one, right? Like
Right.
as we're falling, there could be a collision, then there's no more collision, except the thing is right
Yeah.
underneath us. Is that kind of what
Yeah.
we're saying?
Well, right. So it's the thing is because the fall speed is 2, right? You
Yep.
get a nice visual effect of like, hey, it actually falls down at what would presumably be a normal speed. The issue is that the collision checking happens at that +2 point rather than +1 point. So it's possible that depending on when the collision test is made, that it's actually checking 2 cells underneath and it will not trip a collision and it will let consequently the
Yep.
character fall straight through the platform.
So I think that grounded is what we would need to set. Or I don't know how we would handle. Does grounded mean it won't fall anymore?
Yes.
Okay, so I think
So,
we
but
would need to set the grounded as soon as the collision was detected, right?
yeah, there's nothing wrong with that particular point. If you change, I'll give you an easy way out of this, and it's like a demonstration. If you change max fall speed to 1,
Yeah, it'll work.
and that's an easy out. If you change it to 1, that should stop it from falling through the platforms.
And that would technically resolve your issue because you didn't say we wanted to keep it feeling fancy and
But
fresh.
it resolves the issue on the way down. It won't always fix the issue on the way up.
Right. So we need to just figure out the way that we are calculating what's in front of us. Um, because I don't know how grounded would apply jumping up, but we'll look at this first. And
Yeah.
then I
So
want
go
to
ahead.
dive into it more. Make sure I save it. Dun dun. Ding ding. Boom boom. Well, I don't actually need those. Yeah, so the jumping
It's
up detection is still a little wonk.
Yep. Yep. The down collision tech, it's fine now though. Yep. So, and because now we can't trip the double jump glitch as a consequence of the down detection being fixed, we're also going to have to fix the map because there's no way to finish it now. So,
Yeah, maybe just a single one, like, well, because you can't jump more than one. Can you jump more than one square to the left in a jump cycle? Oh yeah, you
If
can.
you can, yeah, you just have to hammer the crap out of the arrow keys because of the way the input works. But yeah, with the jump height being the way it is, there's no way to actually clear that. So we'll have to fix the level itself.
Jump strength
That's one way to do it.
-3.
Yeah, you could change it to -4, -5. Lower numbers are going to make higher jumps.
And we can look at those in a little bit. You know, I've been playing a lot of Arc Raiders. I might have to be giving it up for this one right here. Are we ready? Are we ready, everybody?
There you
Oh
go,
man,
man. You
my
got that.
whole life.
Got that victory pose in. Oh,
Got him. Oh, whoops. There we go. A little bit of both, to be honest with you. But okay, cool. We did win, and technically we fixed it. I would like to just briefly actually look at that logic to see if we can have the game feel like it felt before. But oh, whoa, hey, yo, guy. We can't spell quit. All right, I got you there. I got you.
yep.
Wait, what?
This is actually a pretty easy fix too. We can go over the details of it, but it's actually a pretty easy fix. So whichever one you want to do, we can just do the quick fix and be done with it, or I can go over why it happens.
Well, let's find out where it is, and then we can maybe do the quick-ish fix. So it is not going to be on. Is it on draw screen? Let's see. Where do we call?
It is in draw screen. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll just see wherever we call it. Uh, draw screen. Am I crazy? Do we not call test collision? Or did I spell it wrong? That is 2 S's. Okay. So it's not. Wait, I thought it was in this. Okay, so it's not in here. It's in this loop.
Oh no, it actually is in draw screen. Or you're talking about
Where?
like the quit problem?
I'm talking about where collision detection is called from. There's
Oh,
not.
it's in the game loop. Sorry, I thought we were doing two different things. No,
Oh yeah.
it's in the main game loop.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I just wanted to just look at the collision thing real quick, just because I know we talked about how it's like looking to ahead, to above. Just look at that math real quick. Not
Yep.
saying everyone needs to uh, be too worried about it, but let's see. Script running, console, boom. We got test collision at some point here. Okay. Next X, script player. So this is at VX.
Well,
No, that's not it. That's not
this is
VX.
horizontal velocity, not vertical. And that one, yeah, there we
Vertical
go.
moving gravity. There you go. So the VY plus and equals the script dot gravity. And where is VY set? Oh, not yet in here.
Vy Vy is defined in the player as 0. Per iteration of the game loop, it is added to by gravity incrementally, but it is capped at fall speed. So that gives you the constant down pressure that gravity gives in real life, unless you're in space, right? But we're not in space. Um, but we need to cap that speed, otherwise it's just going to plummet below any boundary that we set for it.
Okay, it's newer to me. I'm slightly following. Um, well, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. It's as natural as a lot of things I've done in PowerShell. No, but that's kind of normal when you do something new. Right? These are kind of different things. I haven't thought about X, Y, gravity, all this stuff. So taking a little more mental energy than I'm used to with PowerShelling. Um, so we have all this though. We're applying the velocity. We want to just test collision. We're giving it 2 values, script up player, and then the next Y. So maybe we change next Y to be more than one thing, potentially. Like if say we're falling down, check for the multiple values, not just the next. Wait, we
Well,
only
if
have
we
to look at
change
the
it,
directly next one, right? We don't need to look too
yeah,
ahead.
we
It
only
just needs to switch it to
and
one.
that was the issue with the fall speed being greater than 1, because what it's actually doing is like I said, at its peak. So the way that would work is if the fall speed was at 2, the very first frame that character fell, it would be checking one, like character plus 1. Every frame after that is character plus 2 below, because that fall speed is capped at 2.
My monitor just died. Okay, that's fine. Still have this one. Can you hear me? Am I still here?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Oh, yep, monitor's back. That's great. Okay, so we have the Vy, the velocity coming down. If it's greater than this, you're going to make it at the max fall speed. Okay. But I don't, I just want to find the absolute next Y value if you are not grounded on the bottom side, right? Am I crazy?
Well, that's what this is doing, right? It's always the test collision down here says if it's um greater than 0, then that's the y velocity. Then it's we're moving downward, so we would be grounded at that point because that like we can't actually drop any further than
Okay. So you're tracking it through the velocity of falling. If it's a positive value or 0, you are grounded. Okay. This could be the Y. The other one that could be interesting. Okay. So we're setting it to 0. Player Y, next Y. Test collision. Okay, so we're moving to the next one. Is grounded false. Okay, so this could be a little bit interesting here with where we're setting this false thing. Because I think from what you described earlier, it's true, then it goes down another one, then it's false again. I don't know what kind of conditional thing we could put on to say like true until it stops going down further. I'm not sure. How would you handle something like this?
it's already kind of doing that, right? The code looks weird because you have to think about it this way. This is happening per iteration. This isn't like this is per iteration code. This isn't like holistically the loop itself. So every time this code runs, which is the game running loop, if there is a collision and the y velocity is greater than 0, we consider it to be grounded at that point, so they can't actually go below that, and then it just sets it to 0. If there's no collision, we assume that he's falling, right? So then we go ahead and change the next y value. He's either falling or jumping up, right? Either way, he's not grounded, you know. So if he's
Right.
in air, he's not grounded. If he's on a platform or on one, like if the next immediate character below it is one of those hashtag like hash covers, then he's grounded.
Okay. So how do we check for that absolute next one rather than the next 5 or next 3 or whatever? Where would we go to do that?
Like the easiest way to do it is just change the fall speed. If we keep the fall speed at 2, then we would subtract 1 from next one. Does that make sense? So like we keep the
Yeah.
fall speed at 2, and then at this point here where we're doing test collision, we do next y minus 1, or yeah, it would be next y minus 1. That could cause problems for jumping upward, but downward it would work. So there's actually so to holistically fix the problem, we need to have some way of knowing which direction he was actually going and tracking that in real time.
Right. You'd have to like do some kind of calculation. Okay, that could honestly speak to why a class-based approach can be kind of helpful at times because you can do all these calculations as part of like a level or a game, so it can automatically determine like the current Y and the next 3 or whatever kind of math you need to do to run constantly on these things. But I think it's very nice that you can get started up quite quickly and just kind of script some things, have some fun,
Yeah,
loop through some stuff.
yeah. I didn't want to do a class based approach on this. I mean, I very easily could have, but it's a little easier to look at
Classes
this
are a
way.
lot. They can be a lot, especially for beginners. And what we're trying to do is just show people different ways of doing stuff in PowerShell, having some fun, and hopefully learning some things along the way. Because a lot of times you're going to learn more actually doing PowerShell, even if it's something silly like this. And like Copilot says, stupid. Even if something like that, you're going to walk away learning something. So find your opportunities to actually dabble, get your hands a little bit dirty, and have fun. Is all the stuff fixed for this, or is there more we need to do before I submit this?
Well, for the collision detection, we can consider this fixed as it is right now.
Yeah.
We can. I mean, we still have there's still a little bit of an issue with it probably jumping through a platform, but that's not the worst offender.
Yeah. No. Okay, cool. So did that. I think make sure we didn't break anything else. Fixed. and max fall speed. Whatever, I made a typo. Don't care. All right. So I will sync this up to my main branch. Wow. Now that's cool right there. Okay. We have this. What should we do next? Is there anything else we need to do or want to do or dabble with?
We can add some things into the level to give it a staircase up to the X to make it easier to get there so you don't have to modify the jump speed.
I like that. I like that. I was thinking of some ideas regarding that as well. So let's go to not draw screen. Where's the variable for it? It's right up here. Okay. Level data. Okay. So I mean, we can just kind of like click around and try some stuff, right?
Yeah,
Boom.
so keep in mind that you got to be aware that right. So the level dimensions and that the floor object is the hash symbol, right? So you can
Yep.
just put like hash symbols in various places, and those count as like collidable objects, and give yourself a little bit of a staircase to get up to the X that makes it easier to actually finish the level.
Okay. Clicky. Clicky. That looks doable.
Might want to drop that one down one row.
I want to make it hard. You see, can I try it?
It's already
I'm a Dark Souls
artificially
guy.
difficult. Okay.
I want to try one more thing too, though. I want to change it to an exclamation mark so it makes sense why we can jump through the level, right? It's like a boing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's Tigger, actually. Wow.
Tigger.
DMCA incoming. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. You bouncy. Oh, we have an @ We have a hard-coded @ ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there's still one in there. Yeah, take it out of the map.
Because we do some replacement for that.
Yep, okay, that one was looking for the code or the actual character itself.
So it drops you in the top left and gravity takes you.
Yeah, so the thing to notice with that character, that placement is like, because the player object is defined with XY at 2, that's where it's going to be if you don't place it in the map yourself.
Right. It's just going to drop and let gravity take. Let the loop.
Mm-hmm.
The loop. He didn't think I could do it, y'all. He thought it was too hard. Oh, crap. Okay, hold on. Hold up. You didn't. Editor, can we please remove that? Thank you. All right, we'll try it one more time.
Make it go up there. It might be a little bit too close to the ceiling. There you go.
There I do go. Oh, and look at this. Somebody wonked these up a little bit. That might have been me.
I need to fire that level designer.
Yeah, no, they're slacking. Okay, cool. That looks good. There is that extra quit. You see that?
Yep.
Yep. I'm curious. That's that.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy fix. So, line 93, player X and player Y. Player X and player Y, and specifically Y, but we can consider both of them. At any given point in time, they could be either 10s or they can be 1s. If at any point in time they are both 10s and then one of them changes back to a 1s, that length of that string changes. And because it changes to effectively -1, that T that was +1 is still there because the terminal is not going to clear it out. So there's your glitch. So the easy way to fix it is just to add a space after the T.
We're all about the easy fixes, I guess, around here, huh? All right. Shall we try again?
Yep.
Truly, this is peak gaming. Anybody have any Mountain Dew I can borrow?
Gamer fuel.
Look at this. What am I supposed to be doing? I'm distracted by this epic gameplay.
Not working. Yeah.
All right. Sweet, man. Well, I mean, I think that's kind of the bulk of it, right? Maybe I can submit my PR from here. I don't know if there's haven't done this from here in a while. And it's Probably gonna be best done through the GitHub interface, github.com. Would you approve my PR if I
Jammers.
sent one? Can you be honest?
No.
Ah, dang it. I tried.
I'll just screw with you. Yeah.
I
Yeah, I'd
tried.
approve it. What the heck, man? What the heck?
Let me see if I can get my side loaded up and we can walk through this together real quick and wrap this up. Take care,
I
Scott.
actually have if you wanted to really quick, I actually have a branch where I did a full on like state implementation and added levels.
Wow. Way to undersell your efforts, man. You show us this, and then we got freaking. All right, cool.
I transformed it, man. I
Oh my
transformed it.
gosh. Well, respect to that. I'm gonna share a different screen here if I could. I just want to show people the whole pull request thing. Um,
Yeah.
clicky clue. You like this whole GitHub thing? It's not bad. It's good for collaborating.
Yeah.
Kind of the de
I
facto
I
place.
I, could, I do the GitHubs.
That's right. The hub.
I
Oh
do the
wow.
hubs.
So look at this. So I have my branch that basically means like your thing, but I borrowed it so I can mess with it and I technically own it. Open source collaboration. Woohoo! Got that going on. Uh sync fork. Oh, this is not behind the upstream. That doesn't seem right. Let me make sure I go back to VS Code and save everything we finished doing and commit it. And sync it. Click the little sync button as well. Boom. Because it definitely shouldn't be, right? Am I wild? I think I'm wrong, right? All right. I'm not wrong on that one, right?
No, it should not be. No, you're ahead.
Oh, it's at ahead?
Yeah, that's fine.
I thought it was
You
not
made
ahead. Okay,
no,
cool.
you are ahead of my main branch because you made
That makes
changes
total
that
sense.
aren't. Yeah.
That you haven't adopted yet. Okay, so what's the best way for me to submit a PR on from mine to yours? Is it from my repository or from the
I think
upstream?
if you yeah, I think if you do it from yours and just do a new PR, it should go to mine, if I remember right.
Yeah,
It's been a
they've
hot
made it a
minute since
lot
I've
better
turned it
over
on.
the years too. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So
Yeah, so your base repo is my PS platformer. Yep.
we're getting in there. No, Shelby Z Top. I read all your comments. Go into your code, then press the period button on your keyboard. What does it mean, Luke? What does that mean? Let's just click on. Oh, go into your code. And, yeah, so you open it up in the web thing. I got you. I got you, Luke. I know what you're talking about, the GitHub code spaces thingy. Um, I like showing this method as well. The more codey stuff can be a little bit intimidating for the newer folks. Let's just look at this real quick. Okay, that looks good. I can submit a PR. I want to add more context to this. Hopefully it lets me. Okay. Improved collision detection. I will control click on this. Oh, you guys aren't going to see this next tab. Crap. Well, I happen to have memorized the issue number, and I like using the issue number whenever I close PRs because it kind of links them in a magical way. And I'll show you what that looks like. So the issue, this was the first issue you ever had, the first contributor you ever had in this project. I mean, it is a monumental day for you. You are a very lucky guy, Greg F. Martin. Improved collision detection. Jeez Louise, dude. Can this guy you have type?
Collision detection. Oh,
Dude, do I know how to spell? No, it's two S's, right?
COLLISION.
Dude, I actually won a spelling bee too. This is yeah, that looks more right. There you go. Thank you. Okay, added or changed. Oh, looks like Copilot typed
I
again. Oh, whoops. There you go. Create pull request. That's kind of it. That is the basics of doing a PR. If you're going to be working on open source stuff, it can be nice to reach out before you just submit a random PR or maybe commit on the issue and say something. I was talking to Greg here, to Gary, to not Gary. And so we didn't need that. We collaborated in person. But yeah, you don't want to write a ton of stuff and then not be able to actually submit it. Or you could just keep your, own fork if a project is dead and they're not going to accept anything. All right. We won. We win. Now we're in free time. Now we can look at the other stuff that you showed.
We, we
Let us
would,
see.
yeah. Yeah, if you want to see the fancy. Let me pull up
You
my
want to share
terminal
screen?
window
You
here.
share it. Yeah, you share it.
Yeah, let me pull it up here.
Just in case we have to cut it here. Hey, thanks everybody for coming to PowerShell Wednesday. We're here every single Wednesday. PowerShell is so much fun and we love sharing it with you. We're just doing it all the time. So same thing next year. See you here. All right, we might keep going. So keep it going. I know that it's going to be a long weekend, so a lot of people are. This video is definitely not going to get cut till next week.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so I actually took a little bit of time and teased out a lot of things that I would have actually changed from the code that had I like sat down and actually taken the time to write it out the way I wanted to. Um, so really quick here, um, there actually is a state machine mechanism in place. So the states are
I'm
defined
not
as
sharing
like
your screen. Sorry, I'm like just enjoying your voice.
now.
Oh, we got a nerd here. Okay, let's
Yeah,
just not talk about the fact that you're editing straight in PowerShell with some kind of terminal editor. Okay, it's basically like VS
Microsoft.
Code. It's just text, right?
It's Microsoft Edit, man. Um,
But who does that, man?
so me. So there's actually there's actually game states. It goes through initialize, setup map, game loop, game win lose, and then dinit for cleanup. Um, the variables are moved around a bit. We do keep track of state. So there's like we keep a track of the current state and then the previous one. The game main loop is broken up between various script blocks. So anything that initializes the game, anything that sets up the map, which this is a new element right here, which is a level tracker. But this is actually how the maps get set up. This is where we actually run the game loop from, is right here. So that code's broken up into its own state. There's the win action. So this is actually like if we get the X character, there's a lose action built into it. The whole point being is that each of these states, they sort of blend, like what they're doing is they're defining how to move between each state based off of things that happen within themselves. And that's kind of the core tenet of a state machine. Um, the states are basically this is a poor man's way of doing a state machine, but it's basically a hash table using that enumeration that maps to those script blocks for each state. There's multiple different ways of doing state machines, and this is, like I said, this is the poor man's version of it, but it works really well for PowerShell.
Interesting.
This is just a. I'll go ahead.
No, it's just interesting.
Yeah. So
wow. So
this,
basically, different approach, more advanced. We now are introducing the concept of different states and managing
yep.
the interaction between them instead of just like one kind of loop that just looks and loops and shows things.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is critical because it allows us to do more extensible things like additional levels or like level counts or continue states or anything else of that sort. We can add like title screens or anything of that sort. They're in their own like dedicated state, right? This function here is only responsibility is actually just transitioning the state. So all it's doing is it pushes the current state to the previous one and then assigns the current state to the next one that you give it. This right here is the actual level. This is just commented out right here. So we don't really need this anymore. But this is the new level data. So instead of it being a string array, it's now a multi-dimensional array of strings. And each level is defined in its own array. So this is the first level that we've played on.
Wait, what do you mean multi-dimensional?
So it's like an array of arrays, right? So
okay.
They're either called multidimensional arrays. They're sometimes called jagged arrays. They're sometimes, but it's basically an array that contains other arrays. They can also be like a list of lists or a vector of vectors or something to that effect.
I mean, the
whole point
word you
being,
used is a little fancy. It makes it sound very smart when it's just like, okay, it's a bunch of strings. It's just strings ultimately.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is. I mean, we already defined our level data as a string array. So if we want multiple arrays, the logical next conclusion is, well, we just have an array of those. You know what I mean? So it's just one layer of indirection between them.
Yeah.
So this is the level that we've played. Um, this is a second one, a third one, a fourth one, a fifth one, and a sixth one. Um, these functions largely stay the same, like the player definition, the draw screen function, and the test collision. These remain the same. And if you notice here with the main game loop, with it being state-based, the main game loop is dramatically simplified. Because all we're doing in the main game loop every iteration is we call the script block that's in the state table for that particular state, and then we just render afterwards and then sleep, and then just do that over and over again. So the game loop becomes far easier to read and manage at that point. One other thing I did add in here that we didn't add was obstacles, right? So if you see these like these little up carrots here, those will actually kill you. So if you run into them, if there's a collision with one of these, it actually ends the game. So
Oh,
the collision detection method was modified ever so slightly to facilitate that. So if I go to test collision, you can see there's a new conditional block here that says, hey, if I collided with one of those carrots, we're going to set the state to game lose, and that's what triggers the loss.
well, that would be sad. We don't want to have that happen.
So if we oop, you start, no. Okay. So you can see if we run into it by accident, we die. Then if we over it,
Dude, there's so much we need to do with this game. Come on, man. I'm just
step
getting
up,
so
step
many
up, step
ideas.
up, got them,
Got
and we
him.
transition to the next level.
Wow, and it's not over. It keeps going.
Nope,
Stairway to
it will
Heaven.
keep.
Here it is.
Yep.
I heard songs
And then,
about this. Get it?
ah, that one's a little tough, but but that's the idea. So like
Oh wow.
with it being with actually having a state machine, you can facilitate level transitions. You can do level transitions without state machines, but the code looks really nasty without them.
Okay.
It's just easier to have a state machine in there, and then you can just worry about doing transitions rather than uh, doing anything else.
I need some things done to this game. Not saying you have to do them, but I honestly think there might be something here. Okay.
I
We need.
I am gonna push. I'm gonna push this up, and then I want everybody to just go ahead and screw with it however they want.
Can I share some inspirational ideas? I mean,
Go for it.
I'm cooking over here. All right. One, when you die, dude, we got to have like all the characters just slowly fall down, right? Like the whole map just kind of collapses, right? It could happen. I've seen
It could.
MDGRS do that. He has some
Yeah.
project where it's like fancy clear screen or something like that. I'm gonna look
Yep.
that up because it's sick. But yeah, and he knows a thing or two about game dev as well.
Yeah. He actually did ping me on the side once. I think it was actually when I was porting some of the Eldoria code over to F sharp, just for like shits and giggles. Um, I think he was asking me about like what that was like moving some of the PowerShell over to F sharp, but I have seen that fancy clear screen before. I looked at the code for like 2.5 seconds. I didn't really look at it further than that. But yeah, it's doable to do that kind of stuff.
Do you have Windows? Are you on
Mm-hmm.
Windows?
Mm-hmm.
Install module fancy clearhost and then clearhost fancily. If you wanted to show it
That
off,
would be
I'm on the
that
Mac.
would be a cheap that would be a cheap way to do it.
Oh,
We could
I was
just
just
use
saying
this
right now to
module.
just look at it. But yeah, we could totally. Oh, that actually would be so awesome. Would it work like that? I think it would actually. Yeah,
It
can we
could
just
if
try? Dude, let's try
yeah,
that.
we
If you
could
win or
do
if
that.
you lose, just add that. Can you share screen though? And
Um,
I'll share the code.
yeah, sure.
Take your time, take your time. And as much as I love editing in old terminal, some of us out here, we like a little syntax highlighting, we like a little color to our lives, a little spice.
Who would who was complaining to me about that? I think it was actually Track D that was yelling at me for that. He's like, "How the hell do you work with that?" It was Track D and Jake say something like, "How the hell do you do with this?" Syntax highlighting annoys me. It gets in my way because the thing with syntax highlighting is like I'm one of those people that I need a different theme for my mood in the day, and then I just get stuck in this loop of picking out a theme, and then I never get anything done.
I'm the same way with like downloading emulators. Man, I have so
Yeah,
many Game Boy Advance games and all these things. I've never played any of them for more than 20 minutes. Not a single one.
I know. What's that module of his?
Fancy Clear Host. One word. Nope. Mm.
Okay,
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
so your
Oh,
host.
oh, dude. Greg, there's a really good suggestion in chat.
What's that?
Check this out. I posted it on the video. You see it?
One
The code
second.
must
I think I
have
did.
the code must have all the variables for commands and hash tables. That way it can be a splat forming
Splat.
game.
Well, you let Judd do that one. He can do a PR for.
Yeah. PR is accepted. Yeah, open source. Okay, so this is
Yeah,
interesting. ClearHost Fancily. This is one way to do it. There's another one, mode falling. ClearHost Fancily mode falling. And then speed 0.5 or that's what his example is. Let's see that. And if you press it, if you
hitting
press it,
not clearing. Yeah, it. Hang on. Let me.
just so you know, everybody out there, we're not really trying to be constructive. We're just hanging out looking at some stuff now. So if you're hoping to learn the next great thing in PowerShell, well, your time is past. Check out previous recordings and have fun out there. But we're just going to goof around and look at some cool stuff, some cool PowerShell
There we
projects.
go. That's
Oh, that's
this. I think
exactly
this.
it.
Yeah, I think the speed might have been way too slow. So okay, so I'm just gonna.
Mm,
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna do the code to like actually. Well, I guess I could write the import module here just to be safe.
I'd say hashtag requires at the top would be the best way. Do you know about requires?
I do not.
Oh, do you like
That
hashtag
could not.
requires? First
That
line.
could not come. With
Does
using
it?
directives, those are
Uh,
required first.
okay, okay. Yeah, I know there's something related to like some of this stuff needs to be near the top and some. So if that's the truth, perfect. Uh,
Okay, so
I think it's
requires
like dash
then
module about requires. I'm just gonna look up help about requires real quick. Requires module. There's one where you can specify the version of it as well, which I recommend. I'm trying to find it. Okay. Modules. Boom. I have an example that I'm copying and pasting into Le Chat, the YouTube chat, and I can also send it as a PM over this thing.
might be better if I PM because I don't have YouTube open.
That's okay.
Requires module. Okay, it's a hash table.
Yep, exactly. Because you want to specify the version. I mean, in our case, it probably doesn't really matter, but I really like showing people
Yeah,
when you require a module, require the version. Don't break your crap in the future.
I'm going to omit the module for the version check for right now, just to make it easy. Okay, does that look right? Pound requires module name.
At module name fancy clear host, and then a semicolon thing,
Yeah.
and then module version equals. Oh, crap, I don't know the module version. Ah.
Well, that's what I said. I don't know what his module version
Yeah,
is.
don't worry about it then. You could just do
Yeah.
get
So
module whatever, but they get the idea.
okay. So let me oops,
See if it works.
as it is. Oof.
Yeah, you might need to add the module version. I can find it if you just run get module and then fancy clear host real quick. So
0 point.
0.1.
Yeah.
He clicks around. Oh, we're double side by side.
Yep.
Semicolon. Module version equals That looks like a face. The 010, 2 eyes and a nose. Okay.
Or if you did that on purpose. Let's see. Sure. Okay, that at least launched it. Okay, so now that it's in there,
Just yeah.
let's go ahead and do. Let's see.
How do you split the terminal? It's Control Tab or the
My
forward
keys are
slash, right?
extreme. My keys are extremely customized in this.
Ah,
I have my own keyboard set up, my own keyboard shortcuts. So, like for Windows Terminal, if I do Control Alt right, down, left, up, that will split it for me. If I need to cycle panes, it's Control Alt forward bracket and back bracket to cycle backwards.
yeah, you got weird stuff. I will give you that.
Yeah.
You were right.
That is my standard Unix binding for using screen. Okay, here we go. So game lose action.
I think before the right host, you suck, right?
Well, we wanted to write "you suck" first.
Oh, okay.
So, and then we can keep it to sleep for just 1 second, and then clear. Oh, what the hell was it? Fancy host.
Clear host fancily. Oh crap, I forgot now too. You said it wrong. Clear host fancily. There you go.
Mode falling. Okay.
That's right.
So let's go ahead and save and quit, and then we'll start the platformer and it should. What did I do there?
Foreground color.
Why is that there?
Probably tab completion on accident or something, maybe. Wait, you probably don't even have tab completion in this.
No, no. Line 160.
That is sad.
Whoop. Yeah, where the hell did that come from?
I think it was red before. It was red before.
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't know what happened there.
Well, your editor certainly won't tell you. I can tell you that much. No squiggly red.
I don't need my editor to tell me, bro. Let's see.
Those eyes.
And then there we go.
Oh, okay, that was not bad.
Oh,
what I think would be interesting too is if what you do is just quickly replace the screen with "you sucks" top to bottom, and then have that fall down in red. But I mean, there's honestly, you could just modify things as you go and play around with this quite easily. That's what we have so far.
It could just see we could change the state to like a "you suck" animated thing, and then it just generates like 50 or 60 "you sucks" and places them at random locations on the buffer, and then just clears it out.
Oh, or like traps you in like that DVD screen, of just like "you suck," and you can't exit. Like, don't exit the loop. Don't allow them to. They have to close the thing.
Yeah, we could definitely. I mean, that would be actually pretty easy to do because you would just generate, every iteration you would generate a random coordinate pair. Then you replace that coordinate pair in the string draw. Then just draw the string as it's randomized, and then you do that for each iteration of the "you suck." And then once it's done, you clear the host, and then you go back to doing stupid shit. I mean, I could do it, but it would probably take like 15 minutes to write it out. But yeah,
dude, I was thinking the exact same thing, same words, same thoughts, same implementation. So I think we need to do it. Those strings, man. Those strings. I think we also talked about sound a little bit. Yeah, no, we don't need to keep going, but I'm just saying there's many ideas of ways we can expand this. And I think there actually could be a little bit of a niche community that would play this. Just saying, man. Just saying.
There's already a little bit of a niche community for like game dev and PowerShell. I mean, since I've put Eldoria like out in the open, like, hey, this is a thing. I mean, I've been contacted by several folks, 2 on LinkedIn from the PowerShell user group there, and there's been a couple folks in the PDQ Discord too. But it's a thing. I mean, it's just not. It's not wildly popular. I mean, what normally happens is like people will write like 3D games using PowerShell, which is what a couple folks do in the PDQ Discord. There's not many people like me or one other person on LinkedIn that actually do strict text-based games with PowerShell.
Yeah.
But it is a thing.
There's stuff is interesting, but
yeah,
the old school stuff is cool.
Yeah. So there are some people doing it, just not many. And not to toot my own horn or anything like that. And even though it's not necessarily close to being complete, but Eldoria, I think, is by and large one of the most complex examples of that out there right now. I haven't seen anything quite like that in this space. So
I'm a big fan of that too. Like saying, not to toot my own horn, but I may have written the best ever. I like that.
I
But I think that this whole game dev thing you're talking about is literally there's dozens of us personified. So I love to see it. Um, and it is cool. It's fun to do, man. Honestly, if you're just
yeah
we're not going to try and make $1 billion off this. We're going to have some fun, dabble around. As we've seen, even just talking here, we're having some fun, getting some creativity out, playing around with our friends. So feel free to contribute. The thing is on GitHub. It is maybe it's a silly little project now. Maybe it could become something. My idea was a speed run timer. And if things go well enough, maybe have it so it can submit a post request and keep track of things. Well, that could be easy to forge. But that would be interesting to see how many people decide to submit fake scores once they see the REST API that we're using unsecured.
yeah, it's in clear text. Just send me your credit card information.
Yep. Yep. What else do we need to say? Check out Eldoria. Check us out in the future. If you are new to PowerShell, let us know what you want to learn. We're here every single week. Community of people. We're trying to cater to some advanced stuff, like maybe today was a little bit more on the advanced side, having some fun. Also, a lot of more beginner focused talks. So please reach out, join us on the PDQ Discord. And next week we have Jeff Hicks. So we're still deciding what we want to talk about next week. Let us know if you have any ideas. I hope you all have a fantastic Thanksgiving time with your families, or if you're overseas, still have a great weekend. Still hope you're thankful for things. Not Gary. Thank you for joining me, my man. It's great to hang out.
Pleasure to be here, man. As always.
It genuinely is one of the highlights of my week, just getting to hang out, talk, geek out over PowerShell, look at some cool projects, just have a good time with something that ideally helps us propel our careers as well. And it also introduces us to cool people like everyone who's out there today. So like, comment, subscribe, do all the good things. We'll see you around. It has been a great time. I am Andrew Plot Technical Issues, and that is not Nintendo. And we'll see you next time. So take care, everybody.